Throughout my years on YouTube, my PC setup has grown tremendously, but it didn't just happen overnight. So today we will take a look at what all led up to the point of where my setup is now. And with that, let's dive right in. Going all the way back to middle school in 2019, my interest for PCs just started. I was never really a big spender and I had a lot of money saved up from previous Christmases. Another way that I would like to get a little bit of extra cash is that I would sell things like Pokemon cards or other little things that didn't really fit me anymore, because I kind of realized, what's the point of having this stuff on you if you're not going to ever wear it again when you could just have money instead. But eventually in August 2019, I accumulated enough funds to actually start my first PC build. Now, young me really had no idea what I was doing when building the PC, but luckily we had a great family friend who helped me with the entire thing and kind of ignited that passion for PCs and setups for me. Now, this is in 2019, keep in mind, but I wanted to go over the specs. For GPU, I had a GTX 1070 Ti, CPU was a Ryzen 5 1600, 16GB of DDR4 3200MHz Corsair Vengeance RAM, then just a B450 Tomahawk motherboard, and finally just everything else. And yes guys, don't make fun of me, this is me in 2019, I don't know why I look like that, but you can clearly tell that the PC is very good, but the setup is definitely lackluster. Even that big PC that I spent all that money on was just sitting on the carpet. But to be fair, I was just a kid. Most of my time spent was either making cringy stuff like this or sitting on my computer and playing an unhealthy amount of Fortnite. And keep in mind, this is all before YouTube, so this was my main setup that I had at my other house before I even started my channel. One of the only positives that you see from this cranking 90s video is that I actually upgraded my peripherals and I put the PC on the desk about 3 months after I set it up in the first place. But from that point in August 2019, I didn't really stop playing on that setup. As you can see, I was definitely still playing Fortnite. Up until January 2022, I had to go back and forth between playing PC and then playing console, and I really didn't like that inconsistency because I didn't really get to pick what platform I wanted to play on. I kind of just had to play on whatever platform was at whichever house. Then with the money I had laying around, I put it together and bought another PC to have my second PC build at my mom's house. Then 14-year-old me built the setup that you see here and officially started making videos on YouTube. Using my past experience that I had from building my other PC setup, I was able to put this together pretty quickly. There was definitely a lot of room for improvement, but for a 14-year-old, it's honestly not too bad. Now at this point, I was really enjoying making videos, so content creation was in full swing. So that made me just put a lot of money into my setup. So as you can see, I bought that new HyperX Quadcast and upgraded my mousepad as well. But in that time frame of 3 months after January 2022, nothing was really drastically changed. I experimented with all different kinds of colors, and I even did it up nice for Halloween. Now fast forward to the end of January 2023, and this is the setup. And that was the month when your boy finally got himself monetized, so was actually getting paid for the videos I was making, which let me put a lot of more money into my actual setup, which helped grow my channel. It took me so long, but I finally did add the second monitor that you see there. I just didn't actually have a mount, so I had the weirdest setup going on. I had a thing of books and then I had some leaves over it to cover it up, and it was just awful. Aside from the weird setup, this is actually one of my favorite setup transformations that I've ever had. And that's because I actually started putting effort into the little details of the setup. There's that LED clock on the wall, there's the little decorations on the desk, but this setup is where a lot of the work got done and a lot of the best videos that I've ever produced came out of. So in a way, it was kind of a turning point for my channel. Around the same time, this section of my room was honestly looking kind of weird. That section of my room was just like a whole thing for decoration, but it got way too cluttered and it did not look good at all. Since this was a couple months after Christmas, I had my TV just sitting on the floor, so whenever I wanted to like play FIFA, play Rocket League, I would just like sit on the floor and play. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's what I did. Then in late May of 2023, I finally upgraded and put it onto a desk. This is right when I got the FlexiSpot E7 standing desk, which made my room look so good. I honestly think this is my best transformation I've literally ever done. I mean, let's be honest. It went from this abomination to this straight beauty. Like, it took me multiple days, it took me multiple dollars. I think that is literally the best transformation I've ever done. Now fast forward to mid-August and I finally got a new chair. To be honest, my main setup hasn't had any upgrades for like several months now. It was at this time that I finally made the decision that I do not want my monitor sitting on manga anymore, and I actually think I want to get a monitor stand to make it look better. This turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made for my setup because it just made it look so clean. I didn't have that nasty little book poking through, and the leaves were kind of just cluttering up the desk space and didn't really look too good. But now, as you can see, the desk looks a lot cleaner, and I now have these two monitors displayed beautifully. This was definitely another huge change for my setup. It was the same time when I decided to add this cute little headphone stand. Similar to what I mentioned earlier, I was just getting more involved with the details of the setup and actually putting care into the small things. And hey, I'm still rocking that headphone stand today. But here is a chair with that new setup. I think it looks so clean. The chair was definitely a must add to the setup because it matched the desk so well, and just the theme of the setup overall. But it was this setup that I actually found a background that I want to stick with for a while, and it just really helped solidify purple as my setup color because let's be honest, purple is just too clean not to have it everywhere, like this controller. This is honestly another one of my favorite transformations because also the PC case on the right was swapped, and a lot of little things that just made it look so clean. And I finally fixed that freaking monitor. Also, very quickly, I want to point out, for those of you that haven't noticed, there's one thing about my setup that I've kept consistent the entire time. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it is, and I'll put on my cool camera to show you just that. So if you take a peek over here, you're gonna see my beautiful keyboard. And I literally do not play it that much anymore. I've been practicing recently. I haven't been playing as much as I should, but it's always been here. It's always been in this position. It's always been my little corner for gaming. I don't really ever want to remove it because it's one of my favorite things to have, because it's just like my own little, kind of reminds me where I came from, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to change it because it's so personal to me. I've been debating replacing this kind of section over here with a racing sim setup, and like moving this actual setup more to the right, and then having a racing sim setup kind of where this keyboard would be. I don't know. I really like my keyboard because it's just always there for me, and it kind of reminds me of my past, reminds me of where I came from, so I like it. Now, towards the end of October, on actually Halloween day, I decorated out the setup and I made it look clean for Halloween. There wasn't actually any change that happened to the setup. I just added a lot of decoration on the setup and also in the room. I just think it's important to show because it actually shows that I'm putting detail and time into making my room clean, and I'm really just doing it because I enjoy it. I'm just so thankful for you guys, because I would not have been able to do this without you. I'm just a big fan of PCs, gaming setups, gaming rooms, and I've been able to continue this hobby just because of you guys. On that note, I want you guys to spam W fans in the comment section if you're watching this far. That way I know that you are still watching, and that way we can show some support for the people who have been supporting, maybe from day one, maybe from today, who knows. And yeah, let's keep going with the video. Now we are on the final transformation that I've done for my setup. This was, I think, probably the second biggest transformation I've done, because I literally fully swapped my desks. I kind of just overall changed the look of both setups and made them more cable managed and clean. And most importantly, one of my favorite things that I've done is I actually changed the layout of my monitors. Previously, I had it configured for one horizontal and one vertical monitor, but then I switched it to two horizontal, and I honestly like this way more. If I'm being honest, I'm low-key an iPad kid. I need to have like a YouTube video while I'm gaming in the background, and having two horizontal monitors actually helps out a lot, because I don't really use Discord or Spotify too much. So actually having a full screen to my left while I'm gaming is a lot better than having just Discord pull up for me. Another thing you're going to see here is this super clean 3D pixel panel. This is my favorite tech gadget that I've ever added to my setup because it's so versatile and it looks so good. Just so you guys can see, of course, I still got that beautiful plaque. Look how gorgeous this thing is, bro. It's so, I've actually been wanting to put it, don't worry about that, wanting to put it somewhere in the setup, but I don't really know where it would fit. Kind of like it over there because it's kind of background-ish. It's definitely heat. And now you are about to see the most current transformation that I've done to my PC. I really loved how this one turned out, and keep in mind, this is pretty much what my current setup looks like right now. Everything just complements each other so well. I love the white desk instead of the black one. The cable management, the peripherals, everything just looks so good. But yeah, it's great to see all the hard work that I've put in and how it's paid off, and actually have something tangible to see the progress I've made. Even the console setup over here looks so clean, and I just love the room as a whole. But that's just my opinion. You guys drop in the comments which one was your favorite transformation, and be sure to let me know. And with that, that is the 5-year progression of my gaming setup, and of course how I went from this all the way to this. It all started as a dream 5 years ago, and here I am sitting here with one of the best setups that I think I have personally ever created. Be sure to follow all my socials linked down below in the description, and please join my Discord server. I rate setups all the time over there, and we just have good times. It'll be first link in the description. Guys, go join it up. And I think that's all I have for y'all. So with that, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.